The world is a post-apocalyptic wasteland caused by ecocide and a nuclear war over resources. In Australia, Max is crossing the desert in a motor vehicle pulled by camels. The airborne bandit, Jedediah, and his young son attack Max and steal his vehicle, and Max follows Jedediah's trail to a trading post called Bartertown. Initially refused entry because he has nothing to trade, he impresses the local officials with his toughness, and the founder and ruler of the town, Auntie Entity, offers to resupply him if he completes a task for her. Auntie explains that Bartertown's precious energy comes from a subterranean refinery called Underworld that turns pig feces into methane. The refinery is run by a resourceful dwarf called Master, who rides around on Blaster, his giant bodyguard. Together they are referred to as Master Blaster. Master Blaster has begun to challenge Auntie for control of Bartertown, and she wants Max to kill Blaster so she can more easily subvert Master to her will. Max infiltrates Underworld to size up Master Blaster, and befriends Pig Killer, a convict sentenced to work there for slaughtering a pig to feed his children. When Master Blaster learns his newly acquired vehicle belonged to Max, he forces Max to disarm a booby trap. In doing so, Max sets off his alarm and discovers that Blaster is hypersensitive to high-pitched noises. Back on the surface, Auntie tells Max that, by law, conflicts in Bartertown are resolved by a fight to the death in a gladiatorial arena called Thunderdome. Max publicly accuses Master of stealing his vehicle, and a battle is scheduled against Blaster. The giant dominates until Max blows a whistle, which makes Blaster grab his head in pain. Max knocks Blaster's helmet off and prepares to kill him, but relents upon seeing that Blaster has an intellectual disability. Max reveals Auntie's plot, and Master threatens to shut down the refinery, so Auntie has Blaster killed. She is then able to terrorize Master into keeping the refinery running. For breaking the deal, Max is bound, placed on a horse, and sent into the wasteland. When the horse collapses from exhaustion, Max frees himself and continues on foot until he also collapses. A warrior girl named Savannah Nix finds Max near death and hauls him back to her home, populated by a primitive tribe of teenagers and children. The children are descended from survivors of a crashed Boeing 747, some of whom left to seek help and never returned. They believe Max is the pilot, Captain Walker, come to fix the airplane and fly them to the fabled Tomorrow Land. Max denies he is Walker and insists there is no longer any civilization like that in their stories. Disillusioned, a group of teenagers and children led by Savannah wants to attempt the journey to Bartertown, but Max stops them and has them tied up, saying everyone should go on living in the oasis. During the night, the separatists escape. Max agrees to bring them back, taking a few members of the tribe along, but both parties are in bad shape by the time he catches up. Out of supplies, Max is forced to lead the contingent back to Bartertown. The combined group sneaks into Underworld and, with Pig Killer's help, frees Master and escapes in a modified truck down some train tracks, destroying the refinery and most of Bartertown in the process. Auntie orders her forces to pursue and retrieve Master, and Max and his group do their best to fight off the attackers. They come across Jedediah and his son, whom Max coerces into providing a ride in their airplane. With the approach of Auntie's army shortening the runway, Max gets in his vehicle, which a child stole from one of Auntie's men, and crashes it to create an opening so the plane can take off. Injured and alone, Max is spared by an impressed Auntie, who leaves to rebuild Bartertown. Jedediah flies Master, Pig Killer, and the Separatists to the ruins of Sydney, Australia. Years later, they have established a small community with other wanderers. While they attempt to rediscover the knowledge of the pre-apocalyptic world, each night, Savannah recites the story of their journey, and they light up the city as a beacon for Max or any other travelers to follow. Max wanders in the wasteland alone.